Hi, I'm Brian Moran, founder of Government CIO. Welcome to Government CIO Magazine.
Hello and welcome to Government CIO Magazine. Today we are sitting down with Bernie Mazer, Chief Information Officer of the Department of the Interior.
I would like to say that the innovations that we feel the best about in the past 2 years is really reliant along the lines of our IT transformation. And the one that I feel some good success is migrating all of these multiple separate email systems that we have into one cloud-based hosting solution with collaboration services. And that contract was just awarded recently, and it's going to be out in the cloud, and it's going to be a commodity based, it's going to be unit pricing based. We're guaranteed superlative 9s reliability, and it's an exciting venture for us. Second activity I'm kind of excited about is of going into improving our networks. In the past we had a veneer of our wide area network where we had a lot of local administration by the bureaus, and then with the advent of the networks contract and the identification of all these particular types of services that we have, we're going to be able to do a lot of flattening of our network. We're also going to be looking at being able to do a lot of quality of service on our network activities, and we'll also be able to support a lot of the mobile workforce through our networks and all that. So we're pretty excited about that. We're also engaging upon private and public cloud hosting initiatives. This is part of the federal government's data center consolidation initiative, and we're taking a focus on applications and where they can be hosted. And so we're going to have a combination of public and private cloud activities on there. We're pretty excited about that. We've started engaging in a request for information process. We're allowing the acts of competition and the vendor communities to help inform us as to how we want to pursue having a solution for the Department of the Interior. We're also excited about, we support from the OCIO's office, our financial management office, in terms of creating one financial system for the department. So we've worked closely with our colleagues and the other office of the Secretary Financial Management Office towards migrating towards one financial management system. And there's been a lot of decommissioning of legacy applications that formerly were done in bureaus or within offices. So we're continuing on that. We have a couple of deployments for a couple of bureaus, but we'll be finished in the next year. And then I guess the biggest excitement that we have, these are our short-term tactical gains and all that, is really embracing the concept of delivering IT information technology at the enterprise level. So the organization can take advantage of economies of scale. We can take advantage of improving efficiencies by reducing redundant processes and duplicative applications and IT types of services. And then we're also, with our IT transformation, we're looking at utilizing the information technology professionals within the Department of the Interior to deliver more current technologies. We want a 21st century technology for a 21st century workforce. I could do an articulation by cultural challenges, by technology challenges. Some of the challenges that we've had is establishing what we consider to be enterprise-wide service delivery models. What we're fundamentally doing is transforming how we deliver IT services. And we're looking a lot to other examples from the public sector as well as the private sector on the delivery of those things. Delivering the articulation of a comprehensive set of requirements that are needed to deliver what we consider standardized IT services, and then streamlining and setting a broad base of standards on there. And these are related to how we, the Department of Interior is composed of many bureaus and many offices, so there's a strong, there was a strong decentralized distributed focus on how services could be delivered. And so it's overcoming how elements within the department have formally done activities and then streamlining those and moving them away from organizational silos and then looking at the delivery from a functional aspect. And then it's getting people from all throughout the Department of the Interior accepting the enterprise-wide solutions. Some of the challenges that we're looking at to overtake is getting the business requirements up front and articulated right away. And then it's also working closely with people that are affected or effected in a positive manner by these changes. Very, very crucial is to get people on board. It's really the most significant, it's not only our challenge, but it's also where our solutions are coming from, is arising from the talents of the people within the Department of Interior, and assuring that we take advantage of the insights that they have as well as their perspectives on that. It has been a collaborative process throughout on how we're doing the alignment, but we're trying to be transparent about what we're doing. We're trying to be arriving at a better return on investment for the types of IT services that we're delivering. And then we're also looking at how we can do transparent pricing for the types of services that we're going to be delivered for all of the employees, as well as its interactions with the private voluntary organizations or non-governmental organizations or other federal or state and local partners. The department is going to continue to support Steve Van Roekel's perspective on shared services. We're already building on the successes that have been articulated in the HR line of business, in the financial line of business, and the information security services line of business, as well as the hosted shared services line of business. I happen to be the co-chair of the Federal Data Center Consolidation Initiative, so we're pretty much in the forefront of where we're going on those activities. We're also, with the initiatives of OMB and Steve, as we're really embracing on reforming ourselves with capital planning, reforming ourselves with enterprise architecture, reforming ourselves with all of these activities that really go to make maturity within an organization on delivering information technology services and applications. So we're very closely aligned with those activities. We were early embracers of what was formerly known as the tech stack. The tech stacks actually are going to be re-articulated next month for some sessions, but we call our version of the investment review, we called it the iStat. We're very excited about where our portfolio stat is going. We do have these models where we happen to be the chair of our iStat process, and within that we're setting up business domain owners to help us do good application rationalization and then identify where redundancies or where solutions can arrive at in a more enterprise manner. As I noted, when we're doing our iStat process and we're doing reviews, every month we do an in-depth review of a particular application that's within the department or within the bureaus and all that. So invariably one of the solutions that we have is an application that's been around for maybe 10 or 15 years is to look at alternatives. And so one of the recommendations we always have is to have the systems owners or the applications owners and all that examine in their next iteration of the application where they're pursuing with the cloud. As I noted, we're moving out with on email as a cloud. We have some small applications that are already posted out in the cloud. We do have an RFI that will proceed into a formal procurement of looking at where we can have cloud delivery of quite a few of types of services within the department. And so we're looking at things, whether it's infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and we're looking at where those things can be embraced out into the cloud. And we're also looking at within the cloud is not only necessarily the private sector engagement, but we're actively looking at is, are there other perhaps government types of clouds that we can avail ourselves of and all that. We're all kind of getting into slightly fiscally austere environments, and then we're looking at where we can gain some efficiencies by partnering and sharing with other government entities as well. As I noted, people are the most important element within our transformation and actually within how we deliver services. So one of the things that we're looking at within our IT transformation is we're working with elements from OPM, and then within our HR community is actively looking at where the skill sets are within the Department of Interior. And we're using some skills management inventory tools to identify what the current skill sets are. And then we're also looking at, as we're moving into these new types of delivery of technologies, where we note there will be need for new specialties, i.e. a cloud architect, people that are good at constructing service level agreements, good at pricing analysis. We're looking at where those skills are needed into our future state and identifying where there is some perhaps core capability or disposition within our IT workforce to help avail ourselves of that. We are blessed within a dedicated workforce, and one of the things that we're looking at within our IT transformation is working on the increasing professionalizing of our IT workforce, and then seeing if someone's like in a security lane to ensure that they have the appropriate certificates, if they're overseeing networks and all of that, is we want to apply some certification or accreditation with that workforce, or some on-the-job type of training and all that. So we're actively pursuing through a variety of HR or activities of allowing career paths and career progressions within our IT workforce, and then also to be requisite to what the demands are, how we deliver technology in a new fashion. Well, this is not only, there's two aspects to this. One is the change management aspect, and one is the communications strategies. So within the communication strategies, our transformation has been endorsed and actively advocated by our secretary, by our assistant secretaries, by our deputy assistant secretaries on the need to move forward and the need to look at new ways in how we deliver business. So they've all delivered messages, all employee notices. We have town halls. Last week, my deputy assistant secretary and I, we were in Denver. We had a town hall where we talked to 300 federal IT workers from all of the bureaus, communicating the needs for changes. We have an intranet site about updates. We have frequently asked questions on where we are. We also have an email address, IT transformation, for employees to send information on there. We do tweets. I occasionally blog on the CIO blog. We also have moving into like doctor's hours, if you will, where employees who are uncertain or if they're going to be affected by the changes and all that, where they can just call in to us and we can answer questions as we know. It has been, the one failing of any kind of an initiative will always face is you can never fail to over-communicate. And I know we have many constituencies, many communities within the department, and we will go talk to wherever they are. We do segmentations of our audiences to try to appeal to that the particular interest of those groups. We're working a lot on those activities. We do, with our transformation, want to engage all of the employees, not only the IT workforce, but then for those from within the bureaus and all that will be receiving a new way of getting services when they formally were doing those particular services themselves. So we've got a lot of maps out on a lot of artifacts that we need to communicate like this, we need to communicate like that. We are, because of, we are looking at a functional alignment of a lot of the activities. So we will be going out to look at where there are populations of the IT workforce and communicate one-on-one what our message is, and then we'll allow sufficient time for questions and answers for that's going. We're also actively working in consultation with our labor relations and with tribal consultations, and we're working with communicating with our constituency on the Hill, as well as with OMB. So it's like a 360 communication and all that, but we are having a lot of emphasis on people moving from organizations where they're formally at, and then how they can create a new culture and make this an employer of choice in this new IT transformation organization. What we're doing, looking at with how we're doing the portfolio management is of, we kind of like look at, we've got an investment, we envelope that with enterprise architecture or good business reference alignment in terms of what that particular investment is supposed to do. And so we really kind of like start at the beginning, at the end state for if there's going to be a new investment. It really starts as an idea and I've got an idea, and so what we do is work closely with the business line and helping them articulate the idea, see whether it merits consideration on going into creating a business case for those ideas. With our ISTAT process, we do a pan and scan of the environment within the department, and we're also increasingly looking outward to see if there are similar applications and all that might fit the needs of the particular group that's looking at that. As it is within the department, close to 90%, over 90% of our investments are steady state. So this 10% or for CapEx or capital expenditures, very limited. One of the things that we are looking at is the promises of the cloud technologies to realize significant savings from moving some of these applications out there, so that we might have some mini CapExes to apply for these new types of investments on there. As I noted within our ISTAT process, and then as we incorporate or inculcate portfolio stat into our DNA, is we within the OCIO office, we are going to support the business elements on doing a rationalization of the applications and the activities that they're doing and all that to help them arrive at a solution that merits not only lower cost, but better customer service, and then it has a more consistent reliability in terms of how they're delivering those things. So we're very, very closely engaged now, where, as in the past, where we might not have, the OCIO office might not have spent a lot of time on applications, say for a CPIC process. We're now helping them with the requirements definition and the articulation, and then helping them stand it up into a project manager, and really kind of like going beyond those triple constraints of cost, schedule, and scope, and then helping put it in quality in terms of where they're going with those activities. The biggest challenge that we've had in our security front is of, even though we're relatively speaking, a non-classified environment, we do have organized and unorganized threats against our environment. So we do fall prey to the typical spear phishing attacks, the botnets, continuous attention to saying, do we have the patch management updated and all that, so that older versions don't get infected. So we're in this continuous attention about the possibility of threats. In the past, the posture of the department, because of giving the distributed nature of the way business processes were to include how we do security, is while we might have had ostensible standards, the application or the execution of those standards was uneven. Within our transformation, what we're looking at is the creation of an information assurance unit within the OCIO, which will hopefully bring in the IT security professionals from within the subcomponents in there. And we're really going to focus on a couple of different things. One is we're really excited about continuous monitoring, and so we're going to follow controls within the NIST domain families about what we want to focus on for the continuous monitoring. In the past, where we would look at the CNAs and all that, oftentimes they're just a date stamp, and they're very static, and it would be a couple of years. You do the certification and accreditation, it's a new term now, but that, and then you would pay attention 3 years or whatever later, and then start to address what we call the POAMs, or correcting some of the deficiencies on there. What we're doing now is moving into the centralized management of the firewalls, looking at creating an active risk posture for not only the protection of security, but also ensuring people's privacy through the continuous monitoring. And then we're also paying attention to the advent of, we're a mobile workforce. And so one of the challenges that we relish stepping up to is how we're dealing with the mobility of in our workforce, and then the advent of these types of devices, and then the corresponding kind of mobile device management types of solutions that we need to incorporate there and there. So we're kind of excited about that, how we do separations between private data and government data. And we've got a team. I'm very gratified by professionals throughout all of the department on everyone's kind of like stepping up to say these are the solutions that we need to do. And we get a lot of good support from DHS as well as from OMB on either insights and then advice, and then we try to stay lockstep with where their perspectives are on those activities. Within what we have on the horizon is we've got some, indicators of where we want to go in terms of delivering enterprise-wide services. So we've got their messaging solution. We're looking at where we're going with the application hosting, where that can be. We are, with our IT transformation, we have articulated a series of services that we think are really not linked to any particular bureau or to any particular office. They're enterprise-wide in nature. And so what we're doing within our IT transformation is moving these classes of services. A sub-element, you might categorize them as a services catalog, but we have these more broader categories of, we're creating IT services for telecommunications, we're creating IT services for information assurance, we're creating IT services for hosting, we're creating IT services for workplace computing, on how we do thin client or the like, or with the mobile workforce. And then we're looking at also creating a service area for enterprise delivery of problems and help resolution. And so we're looking at how we can do the 1-800 numbers, and then looking at how we do first call resolution. We have dozens of help desks supporting a variety of types of activities, so we're going to be looking at a consolidation of those help desks, taking an active look at Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. There will be some functional application support that we're doing, but we're kind of excited about having one area through a variety of channels, whether it's an 800 number or doing self-remedy through the login site, or through a variety of kiosks or personal touches on how we can then assure that all of the employees and all of the thousands of locations that we have can avail themselves of the particular services that we have. So we're excited about it. It's exciting. We're bringing on board, as I noted, we'll succeed because of the talents within the department, of the employees. We are making significant changes in terms of where people were formerly organizationally sitting. We're working on steps on how they can move into this organization. One of the things that we've done recently is we're doing recruitments for 10 leadership positions within the Department of Interior. Hopefully it will reflect the diversity of the skills and perspectives within the department of people applying for those positions. We are not saying that in this age of the cloud and with the ubiquity of technology and networks and the like, as we're saying, it doesn't necessarily matter if you can be a leader or working in an area. You don't have to be Washington-based. You don't have to be Denver-based. You can be wherever you are on there to be able to deliver those particular services and then lead this virtual workforce that we're going to be having. No, the thing that we're really covering is we're doing a significant transformation with the organization of one of the major business processes that we have in the Department of the Interior. We are committed to delivering 21st century services. We are committed to looking at the way the new technologies are so that we don't get locked into previous total cost of operations models with having substantial iron and hardware and the like. We are looking at the aspects of being device agnostic in terms of what people want to use. We are kind of very excited even with the messaging procurement that we have underway, because we've got the standard suites of the devices that we've always used for years, but then we're looking at other types of technologies that are coming in. So it doesn't matter to say, well, I'm predicated on this particular OS or this particular types of way that I look at office automation software. We're fairly open towards that in terms of, if we meet the security requirements, and then we meet the usability requirements, and then we meet also the aspect of customers being satisfied. Big drivers that we have with our transformation is, in this era with technology, not only are we going to be able to deliver services at a lower cost, we're going to have a corresponding increase in terms of customer service. And we're really kind of like dividing customer service into two areas. One has to deal with the people that are getting these services. Are they happy, yes or no? And then also the people that are providing the services. This is what we're looking at, is creating this as an organization within the OCIO as an employer of first choice and all that. Are the employees who are now going to be in this organization, are they being able to contribute their insights? Are they being able to contribute their talents? Are their voices being heard in this organization? So we're very excited about where we're going. We're excited about where we started from the last couple of years. This could not have been done without the overwhelming support of the political leadership within the department, and nor could it have been done without the support from within a wide range of leadership folks within the bureaus and within the offices. And then also I got a wonderful team right now. They're just the fiercest hard workers, and they're so dedicated to this. I just want to keep continuing